Hi, Levi. Nice to meet you.
Hi Adrian, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing today?
Doing good. I just kind of got done with some errands. I had school earlier today and feeling a bit overwhelmed. Kind of glad to be starting a session.
Yeah, good. Um, so before we get started, I just wanted to give you a quick little overview of what the sessions are going to look like, because this kind of therapy is a little bit different than what most people are used to. Just so you know what to expect. So today we'll talk a little bit about what brought you here, and in further sessions at the beginning, we'll talk about like what's going better, since the last one. We'll discuss like what you want to be different in your life. And then we'll have a 10-minute break where I will digest everything we've talked about, formulate some feedback for you. And at that point, that's a good time for you to journal or meditate, do whatever you need to do to kind of consolidate your thoughts and ground yourself. And then we'll reconvene and I'll give you my feedback. We'll talk about some things that you can do in between sessions and plan for our next meeting. Does that sound good?
Cool. Yeah, sounds great.
Okay. Um, so first, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Like, what do you like to do in your, how do you like to spend your time?
Yeah. My name is Levi. I
Are you,
am from
I'm
the
sorry, just one
military.
second. Do you mind
Yeah.
if I take some notes? Is that all
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Levi. I'm from Utah. I'm from a military family. I grew up kind of going around everywhere. Like I was born on a military base in Germany, lived for a moment on the East Coast. Always kind of have been a busy family with overachieving older siblings that are always doing stuff. So growing up, I did a lot of classical ballet and piano. Um, my family's also French Canadian, so I've got French speakers on my dad's side. Kind of grew up speaking languages. Kind of was always doing some kind of sport, some kind of instrument growing up. So I originally like was a piano performance major before switching to something more practical. I still try
Hmm.
to like implement like music when I can in my life, but sometimes you know how it is. Older, it's just harder to do things like that. And but yeah, when I get the chance, I love playing the piano or um, uh, trying to do language learning. Like I really want to improve my French. So yeah,
That's great. Sounds like you have a lot of hobbies, a lot of discipline, and a lot of like high pressure activities.
I like the slow burn kind of like building like a competent skill like over time kind of stuff. I think that's
Yeah.
the most fun.
Yeah. Well, what brought you in today?
Yeah. Um, I recently started grad school, um, and I've been working full time as well. So I've kind of had to balance a new schedule that
Hmm.
is pretty dense. And I have just kind of been feeling maybe some feelings of overwhelm, feelings of anxiety, feeling like I can't really manage everything. Like I've started to lash out more to like family, friends, um,
Mm,
kind of make comments that really aren't like in line with what I would usually want about
yeah.
myself. I don't know. Like I just have found that the pressure's kind of been getting to me and thought that I could benefit from talking to someone about like that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you have a lot going on. So, I mean, I feel like it's completely normal that you're feeling a lot of anxiety right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it sounds like your biggest concern is how it's making you behave.
Yeah, I think also like I've noticed like a decline in my executive functioning because I'm like so focused on like
Mm-hmm.
work and stuff that it's like I'm not really taking care of my body, like my health, my eating is kind of turned to crap, and same with sleep is like really dysregulated. So I
Mm-hmm.
think like the more that I try and focus on doing things, like the less like my life is going good. I don't know, in all like the little ways.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, it's good that you realize that you need to do something about it. How
Mm.
much longer do you have in grad school?
I just started, so I've got a long way to go. I think I still have like 3 semesters. Well, two after this one, but yeah.
So you're in a quicker program?
Yeah, I'm in the social work program, so because I did like undergrad in social work, I get to do like the
Mm-hmm.
advanced standing. Yeah.
Oh, so it's more condensed, more work in a shorter time period.
Yeah. I'm taking like 15 credits, I think, this semester, something like that.
Mm-hmm. And you're working full time?
Yes. Down
How
to it was
many?
yeah, it was at 36 hours. So I guess
36
yeah, still up
hours.
to full time, but it's not quite like the 40 hours I was doing.
Mm-hmm. Is that like in 8 hour shifts? What does your day look like?
Yeah, 8 hour shifts. So like my schedule right now is Monday I go, Tuesday I have class in the morning, and then I go do an 8 hour shift from 4 to 1 o'clock p.m., including like lunchtimes and everything. And then
Mm-hmm.
on Wednesdays I go to school and then have a partial shift after school, and then I have usual shifts Thursday and Friday.
So you have time off on Saturday and Sunday,
Yeah.
and what are you spending time on those days?
Oh man. Um, Kind of doing a lot of homework on the days I kind of procrastinate my stuff to the weekends. A lot of it's due on the weekends, so I try to do it then.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I could probably do better at like implementing fun things, and I kind of just kind of crash out, I feel, on the weekends.
Do you spend any time on your hobbies and with your friends and family like on the weekends and when you have spare time, or is it mostly spent crashing out and doing homework?
In all honesty, it's mostly crashing out and doing homework. I should definitely try to do more of that.
Oh, you're good. And by crashing out, like what do you mean by that?
I think kind of like just maybe it's too Gen Z of me to say like bed rotting, but like quite literally, I'm just like on social media, scrolling, kind of relaxing, watching YouTube videos, not
Mm-hmm.
really doing much productive.
Well, it sounds like that's like kind of a self-care for yourself. Like
Yeah,
maybe
maybe.
your brain can't process much more, so you just crash out,
Yeah.
rot for a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
Um, so the stress, how is it manifesting in your life? What does that look like?
Yeah. I think I get kind of like a lot of tension headaches lately. These kind of migraines that just feel really overwhelming, kind of tunnel visiony, a lot of kind of tightness in chest, like shallow breathing kind of feeling. A lot of rumination, I find. Like I
Mhm.
hyperfixate on like, did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Did I hurt somebody with like a comment I made in class? Or like, am I talking too much? Or like kind of hyperfixating on things that nobody's thinking about me. You know what I mean? But it's like for some reason my brain is like, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a lot to deal with. What about your interactions with others? You mentioned some problems with your family.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of just like more short fused than I usually am. Like kind of snippy or just saying things that I'm like, why did I say that? That was rude. Or like things that are just like out of character. I think nothing big, but just like I can tell that it's kind of out of character. Like I'm running
Yeah,
on shorter, yeah, fuse.
yeah, it's not how you typically would behave.
Yeah.
Do you nor like typically have a good relationship with your family
For the most part, yeah, I would say.
and they're supportive of you and your school and your work and everything?
For the most part, I think like there's some like ideological differences. Like I tend to be like a kind of like liberal black sheep in my family, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but outside of that, like they're supportive and great. So yeah.
I mean, you said outside of that, so like, does that come up a lot?
Sometimes, yeah, like just that it's kind of oil and water sometimes, particularly with like uh, dad and older brothers and siblings and stuff, where it's just kind of like sometimes I'll say something that is just a little bit different. for them.
Yeah. So it probably makes it hard for you to talk about work and school since they're so related to your ideology, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. There's spaces where, I'm really kind of working with folks from a lot of different backgrounds and kind of having exposure to a lot of like stuff that I just don't think they have the perspective for. Yeah.
Yeah. So while they're there for you, maybe it's not so much like actual physical support of like venting and things like that. Do you have other outlets for that?
Yeah, I've got a really good friend named Alex and a kind of a friend group there. Um, we text often. Hardly ever meet up in person because we're all just so introverted. But
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely a space where I can actually kind of unload.
Okay. That's good you have that. Um, so let me see. How do you think I can be useful to you in helping you deal with these problems?
Yeah, I kind of just want to think through maybe kind of finding ways that I can handle my anxiety better.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of maybe get back to a baseline where I can do everything that I need to do, but still like take care of myself. Like I don't want to get to the finish line like dead rat. Like I want my healthiest version to be the person that graduates. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I just hope that like we can find some solutions on like what I can do to mitigate my anxiety.
Okay. So when was the last time, like since school started, that you had a day where you had school, you had work, you had all of this stress, but you didn't feel bad? Sorry, there's a bug on my glass.
Yeah, let me think about that. I think kind of back to maybe like the when school first started, I had a little bit more like motivation, or I don't know, like I seem to be able to get through the day better. It was like the first week of school.
And what do you think was different then, other than your level of motivation?
Yeah. Um, I think the kind of like deadlines and stuff were a little bit further away, so I wasn't thinking about it as much. But maybe not like, hmm. I think maybe it was just because like everything was a little bit newer, and now that I'm like in it and doing it more, I don't know. It feels a little bit easier. Or it felt a little bit easier then. It feels a little bit more daunting now.
Maybe because it was newer, it was like, how does that feel that it's newer? Like, is that more exciting, less stress
Yeah,
inducing?
I just think maybe like I knew less about the courses that I was like doing. So I just was approaching it with maybe like a fresher perspective and not like ruminating as much. Like I just feel like now that I've been in class more, I have more experiences in class that I can be like, ah, I don't know. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, yeah, kind of like you have more to stress about because there's more going on, where before it was just everything was in the future.
Yeah, yeah, I think so, definitely.
What about since then, since class first started, has there been any days, even, just a small part of a day, just any time of the day where a day where you ate good and you slept good and you took care of yourself? Can you think of any times that that's happened?
Yeah, I think lately over this summer, things haven't been as busy at work. And so there's been times, I think this happened last week, where I was able to let my coworkers Sammy know because we have like a gym downstairs. I was just like, hey, because there's not much going on. Do you think I could just go down to the gym? And she was like, yeah. And so it was like a 45-minute session I was able to get in, and it was early enough in the morning that like I grabbed a breakfast sandwich and was able to eat and kind of calm down. And um, yeah, I think I was kind of able to get through the rest of the day. Felt a lot better. Like I had actually eaten something, and so I wasn't just like feeling gross. So I think that,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that was
great.
definitely something.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that we can do to help ourselves feel better is eat, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah.
And you got to work out, got some endorphins going.
Mm.
So what was different about that day that you were able to make those things happen? It just happened to be slower at the hospital?
I think so. I think kind of now that I'm talking about it, I also, it was like me kind of taking the initiative of like setting aside the time to do that,
Hmm.
kind of. Yeah,
So you made it happen.
I think so. Yeah.
Do you think that there's other times in your day when you're at the hospital that you might be able to make that happen again?
Yeah, totally. I think right now with it being the summer, like I don't have to just like sit and torture myself. I like I could totally do that again. Just like ask Sammy or Carlo and another coworker of mine, like, hey, is it cool if I do this? I have my like Vocera, which is like a hospital walkie-talkie on me, so they can call me at any time
Hmm.
if they need me for something or if they need to if I need to go meet with a family or something. So it's totally
Yeah,
doable.
well, that's great. That's good that you have support from your coworkers too.
Yeah.
All right. I think this is a good point for us to take a little break for me to
Okay.
get my feedback to you and come back and reconvene in 10 minutes. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll
See you
be
in a
right
second.
back.
Okay.
Hi, Levi. Did you have a good
Hey.
little break?
Yeah, I tried to kind of just do some like mindfulness stuff. Yeah.
That's good. Was it helpful?
Yeah, definitely. Kind of checked in. I've been learning about some like somatic skills in some of my classes, and so I tried to do some of that.
That's good. I'm sure you're learning a lot of stuff that can help you personally while you're in school.
Yeah, sometimes it hits a little close to home, and I'm like, oh man, this is kind of rough. But no, it's all good. I like it. It's
Yeah.
good.
All right. Well, I think it's amazing that you're in school and you're still working and helping other people. I think that shows a lot of dedication and willpower on your part. So you've already got some tools that can help you as you try and solve these problems you're having. It does sound like you're taking on a lot of pressure and it's manifesting in your level of self-care and in your relationships with others. So I agree that this is something that we should work on. Before our break, we identified some exceptions to your anxiety that have worked so far for you. In the next few weeks, I'm going to ask you to do more of the same. First, try and find opportunities in your workday to take time away from yourself for yourself. You can, go work out like you did before, go on a walk, maybe just go sit outside and have your lunch, but take some time where you can like go and be on your own, spend some time doing some things that prioritize yourself. Do you
Mm.
think that's something that you can try and do?
Yeah,
And it doesn't
definitely.
have to be every day, maybe once, twice, whatever you can fit in. Don't put a lot of
Yeah,
pressure on it.
yeah, I definitely do that. I also think that like I can find time before work too on days like I know it's going to be busier.
Okay.
I don't know.
Whenever you can find it.
Okay.
And just, consciously make an effort to do that and note how it affects the rest of your day. Observe the differences in your mood, the differences in your classwork, your interactions with other people. Okay. And then secondly, you said that you were less stressed at the beginning of the semester
Mm.
when things seemed a little less overwhelming because they were in the future. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a good way to describe that.
Um, so I would just try and observe times in your day when the anxiety is getting to you and the stress is getting to you, and just note like what's going on. Um, if it's kind of a generalized anxiety or if there's like a specific incident, a person, an interaction that's causing that, so
Yeah.
that you can describe those interactions to me in our next session, okay?
Okay.
And I'll kind of leave it up to you. When do you think it would be useful for you to come in again?
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe we could just make it like a weekly thing. Like I could check back in at the end of the week next week, if that sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, we can do a week for now, and then as you start making some progress, we can discuss stretching things out a little bit more, giving you more time to work on things in between sessions, but
Cool.
whenever you need to. Okay, so we'll just make a session for next week.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right, sounds good. I'll see you next week, Levi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.